show you a warm-up that I will do for my shoulders to prepare them to swing these relatively heavy about 5 kilo clubs. So because the clubs involve a lot of different type of shoulder movements like so, I'm going to warm up my shoulders, prepare them with similar type of movements, but just not utilizing any kind of resistance, no weights, no clubs. So if you can remember, for example, the workout that I did about the calisthenics and these pull-ups, it was more of a controlled and very like squeezing based warm-up routine that we did. So because that is precisely the type of contractions that I want to have during the pull-ups, because these are more dynamic exercises which contain a lot of swinging, my warm-up will also resemble that. So I will kind of apply the warm-up or adjust the warm-up based on the actual workout that I'm doing. So I'm going to start with this type of outside shoulder circles. So like here, and I will do both arms. So big circle, and I call outside because it travels from here to the out. So out, 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 out. And I will do both arms like this way. And I won't do it because I could do it very quickly and more or less just swing like this way, but I will start with a bit more slow, a little bit more controlled variation. You want to be in a good stable stance, large motion, very large circular motion. And when you're doing it a little bit more controlled, you may notice that, or one of the reasons why I'm doing this in the first place is that this kind of raise here is very uncommon for people to train. You may be training front raise, the lateral raise, rear delt raise, but you're not training the, let's say, negative side raise, or when this is an arm is abducted, now it's adducted. So we don't usually train shoulder raises when the arm is adducted. You could just be training this one, by the way. And I've noticed that there are can easily be also some weaknesses there in terms of the shoulder. So when I'm doing this, I'm actually training that adducted shoulder flexion articulation. I'm doing it a bit more dynamic manner. But you can do this easily for maybe 30 seconds or count 30 repetitions, just so you feel some blood flow, you feel some warmth. You start to feel good in your shoulders. If they didn't move softly in the first place, this should help a lot. You can be even a little bit lower. This is more like a Kung Fu Qigong based way of training. You're also warming up your thighs, your quadriceps. And then you can go faster, like so. For instance, in the Qigong we have an exercise which is very, very similar, but instead of the arms going to the opposite directions, they go to the same directions. They are circling in the same direction, and you're going to be sitting in the horse stance. There's a slight weight shift, and this is one of the movements that we do in the Grand Circle course that we have teaching much more advanced Qigong methods and energy circulation. The next one that I will be doing here is actually also martial arts based movement. Comes from the Tai Chi or Wushu actually, Wushu, maybe even Tai Chi as well. And it's the flying dagger. We use this exercise in the Skill Master where we are learning different type of bodyweight skills, because in this one there is more skill involved and might be quite difficult for you to try to copy this movement. But don't worry if this is a little bit difficult to do. You can do very normal shoulder circles like this way, and there you go, forwards or backwards. But I really like to utilize this one. You also get the core involved, the obliques. I can use the hips to an extent. There. And then we have an exercise which very much also resembles one of the exercises that we're going to be doing with the clubs, which is the inside shoulder swings. So I'm going to bend my arms from the elbow, and then I'm going to do circles like this way. And what I just realized is I didn't even plan this, but this is also very much martial arts based. It's actually in monkey kung fu. We have this kind of movement. This thing was called. It was called monkey washes his face. This is a protective movement. If someone throws you punches, you can try to block like this way. This isn't the same, this warm-up movement, but it's a little bit similar. Though we are making much larger range of motion here. So shoulder circles like this way, and you can also do the other side. And you want to kind of try to more or less keep your forearm vertical here. Of course, what it naturally does, it bends a little bit, but it is not like this way. So I'm always trying to keep it, the fingers pointing somewhere more higher up than horizontally. As you can see, opening. Here also important, when I'm doing this, I'm again trying to activate my serratus muscle. That is important when you're really like doing these flowing circles with the club. This area here is supporting, so your shoulder blade doesn't somehow collapse or drop forward or anything like that happen. So these are the three different drills. We have this one. We have the flying daggers or the shoulder circles. And then we have these elbow circles here. So you do those, you should feel very much more loose in your shoulder girdle, warmed up, and just much more prepared to then move on to the actual club swinging exercises.